Okay, cool. If you can see my screen, can I get a couple? Yes. Okay, cool. Can I make this bigger? Okay, cool. So today we are talking about motivation. Ooh, this. Motivation, yes, no, kind of. It's a gray area, I would say. So when we are thinking motivation, I hear a lot of like, even when I talk to people that haven't quite started their journey, like, I'm just not motivated. Or like, I was gonna go to do XYZ, but I just couldn't find the motivation. Today, we're gonna dive deeper past motivation. So, more than motivation, let's get into it, making it practical, like actual things that you can start to implement, and then also digging deeper on the mental side of things. So, couple things. Motivation sucks. It dips, life gets in the way. We wake up tired, progress slows, energy fades, life happens. Like many, many, many things can happen. And that can make us feel like, ugh, not necessarily that any of you are negative people. You're gonna be like, oh, this like everything sucks. I'm not gonna do anything. But we just don't feel as high energy as we normally would, right? These are normal things, especially at the beginning. We're making a buck ton of progress, and then all of a sudden, wait, progress isn't moving as quickly, or maybe it's opposite. At the beginning, it's not moving as quickly, and then it starts to snowball. So all of these things can look differently for everybody's journey. But what we want to get into is motivation sucks, right? But the women who truly succeed do not rely on motivation. They rely on something deeper. And we, I really like this quote that I recently heard that you don't want to wait until you're ready to do something huge. You get ready as you do it. So let's say it's like a big job opportunity. You're like, oh my gosh, like I'm so nervous, I'm not ready for that, like XYZ. You don't say like I'm not ready, I'm not gonna do it. You say yes, I'm gonna do it, and then you figure it out as you go. Right? Everything that you do, you figure it out as you go. This video here in the back, this is my one of my first like Spartan races. First time I did a Spartan race, I had no idea what to expect. But I wasn't like, oh, I'm not ready. I didn't train for it. I haven't been running. I haven't been hiking. I was just like, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna figure it out as I go. All right. Motivation is the same thing. So we don't have to feel motivated in order to take action. We take action and then we get motivated. All right. So what we're gonna dive into is the deeper roots, purpose, identity, and habits. You become more motivated as you go. You don't get motivated or you don't start with motivation. So I want to talk a little bit about my personal story. What motivates me? I have what are like short-term motivations, and I almost call these like my dopamine hits, what are gonna be like instant gratifications, and then I have my long-term motivations. So short-term motivation. This is when I open my eyes in the morning and I'm like, ah, don't want to go to the gym today. All right. Little things that are going to make me feel good on the spot. Number one is I'm going to feel better after. I think a lot of us talk about that. Like, I'm going to go in the gym in the morning because it's going to make me feel better after. All right. If I go now, I can get it over with. That's another short term, very simple thing that'll spike. Like, yes, let me do this. This is my motivation for today. Just get it over with. I'm going to have amazing digestion today. That is huge for me. When I'm very active, when I go to the gym, my appetite increases. It's very hard for me to hit my calories in general. So if I go to the gym in the morning, I know that my digestion is so good for the day. And that really motivates me. Tomorrow I have a flight. I low key thought like, oh, maybe I should move my workouts and not work out during my flight or the day of my flight. But if I work out and then I'm seated on a flight, I'm probably going to feel better and have better digestion that day. Another thing, short-term gratification is I'm not going to be upset with myself later. I'm sure we've all run into that where we don't follow through with something that we said we were going to do. And because of that, we get upset with ourselves. That's a really, really shitty feeling. And that is a short-term gratification. So all of these are like, what's going to make me want to go in this very second for me to get that instant return. All right. Now, I would recommend you find any of these. These might all also be yours. Another thing, what motivates me personally long term? I have motivations in different categories. Number one is feeling confident and feeling hot in my own body. So I do have a very strong aesthetic motivation. right? And I've talked about that before. Nothing wrong with that. If you do, if you don't, it is what it is. For me, I do have a very strong aesthetic motivation. So that's number one. Number two is hiking and being strong enough to see the world. One of my favorite things in the world is being able to see the world. I love to travel. I love to hike. I want to see wherever you are going to take me, and I want to know that my body is going to be strong enough in order to get me there. There has been so many trips that I have done that so many people will never ever see just because they physically cannot get there. And I know a lot of people in this program that have done hikes that they could not have even imagined doing before in their life. So that is a huge motivator for me. Another one is my 70-year-old and my 90-year-old grandma. My 70-year-old grandma is actually less active than my 90-year-old grandma, but they are both very inactive. I am a very independent and active person, and I see what could be if I don't take care of my body. My 90-year-old grandma was actually, well, she's 89. Her birthday was Sunday, and she just kind of sits around all day. She doesn't really do anything. I'm like, hey, like I make jokes with her, hey, we're going to El Salvador in July. You're gonna come? And she's like, oh, I'm too old for that. And I can always think, like, I never want to feel that way. I see her, I know she can't pick certain things up. We don't really trust her to go to the grocery store. She doesn't really do that stuff anymore. I want to be able to do that for my whole entire life. Another side story about this, because it is a really big motivator for me. A lot of people, a lot of old people that pass away because they fall. And I knew this as a fact, but I think it was like 2, 3 weeks ago. We have somebody that lives on the next floor. He's very old, very, very inactive. He walks very slow, but he'll leave. It was raining. He slipped outside. He fell. He like cut up his entire face, like bleeding everywhere. People had to pick him up. They had to take him upstairs. Obviously, like very concerning for the guy, but in that moment, I was like, holy shit, like this is what I do. This is why I do what I do. Like, this is why I do the single leg work. This is why I do the step ups. This is why I hop on the treadmill. This is why I'm doing steps right now. Because we don't think about that until we're, say, 70, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. And we're like, fuck, I wish I would have paid more attention. All right. And then the last motivator for me is self-trust. I know for me that I show up and I have so much trust with myself that I am so motivated to maintain that trust. It is a high drive. If I don't show up, I'm going to lose trust in myself. And the moment I lose trust in myself, the moment I stop taking risks, the moment I stop making goals, the moment I am second guessing myself when it comes to achieving new things. All right. So this is, again, my personal story. Aesthetic, actually traveling long term, and then more of like an identity shift. So I mentioned about the travel. I have traveled hikes. This thing took me 7 hours to get to the top of this volcano. This was one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen in my life. I know this is not everybody's thing, but it is for some of you. And just the fact that like I've even had Erica that did this, she's in the program as well. She did this same hike. And she was like, I can't believe I was able to hike for 7 hours up. But she was able to do it. Right? All of these different situations, all of these things here, is it? Yes, it is in Guatemala. That shit is crazy. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Did you do it?
I no, I wanted to. I found out that it was like so cheap and so like easy for me to get there when I got there. So I didn't have any shoes, I didn't have any gear, and I did not want to take that risk.
Yeah.
So, but I really do want to go back and do it because I know I can.
Yeah, it
I
is
hiked in
not.
Colorado, like I want to do it.
You should. It's definitely not a hike where you're like, hey, I'm gonna go do this thing. Like you have to
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
prepared. But
exactly.
again, all of these photos, all of these things, obviously this is my thing, like my yoga pose, but my body is able to take me places. I've seen many things in my life. I've traveled, I've done everything that I love doing simply because I am functional and strong enough in order to get me to these locations. Oops. Now, how do we become her? By her is she is motivated. She shows up. She has self-trust. She blocks things off of her schedule. She gets it done. She achieves her goals, right? Everything that is her. Your brain listens to the identity that you choose. I am a woman that follows through. I'm becoming somebody I can trust, or I am somebody that I can trust. I should change that one. I follow through and I achieve everything that I want. There has been so many people that simply just don't try a fitness goal, don't try a business, don't move out of a place that they're not comfortable with simply because they think, what if things don't succeed? But if I make it a thing that every time I go to the gym and I try a PR, I succeed. Or not every time, I wish that would be the case. But most of the time I go to the gym and I try a PR, I succeed. That's me telling myself that I am able to follow through and achieve the things that I want. Every single thing that you achieve in your life, you're telling yourself that you can achieve things. What's going to happen when you continue to do that? You're going to make more goals and more goals and more goals, and you're going to achieve those goals. I'm not perfect, but I am above average. And I'm not a pity party queen. I'm a problem solver. That is something happened. My day went to shit. And a lot of people will say, well, fuck this. Meal prep doesn't matter. I'm going to go eat out. Tomorrow doesn't matter. I'm going to sleep in. I'm stressed. Instead of, hey, how can I solve this problem and how can I pivot? How we identify is our reality. So something that I say is like, I'm not a morning person. But my identity with following through with things know that I can make myself a morning person, right? How you choose to identify is going to be your reality. So we did this on Monday. What we got in here? I'll look at that one in a second. Um, Motivation that we did on Monday. This is going to look different for everybody. So recently, like I had a call with Jess as well. She was talking about how much of an impact just her hitting her protein goal is making on her kids, right? Different kinds of motivation. If I don't work out, I'll get weak and then I'll get sick. I'll end up dying miserably. That one, it was very dramatic, but I kind of like it, right? Anna was like, it's all on me, right? Anna shows up for Anna, which is super important. We have a bunch of different ones on here. We have a bunch of different stories. And I show you this, and I did this on Monday simply because I wanted to give each and every one of you the chance to like truly think what is going to drive me on the moments that I don't really feel like going. How can I become somebody that just goes anyways? And also, how can I rely on my squad, my team? Any one of you could have said this. Hey guys, I'm feeling a slump. What motivates you guys? And I guarantee you that those DMs would have been flooded, right? We can rely on each other. You don't always have to feel like it, but you have the support system. And you have not only the support system with me, with Coach Maria, with the Project Fitcha group, with all of the members, but you have the support system within yourself to make sure that you are showing up for yourself because you trust yourself enough to do so. So, recommitment time. If you haven't done this already, I'm sure a lot of you are kind of thinking about this. What do I want for my body and my life long term? Write this down. Like, think about yourself. Long term could be in 10 years, but I would go like far. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you want to be in 20 years? Where do you want to be when you are 60, when you're 70, when you're 80, when you're 90? I always tell myself that I'm going to be like those like 90-year-olds that are going to be in the gym lifting because I see it and I know that it's possible. And I see people on social media. I'm sure you guys have come across like that badass woman that's like 80 something and she's like in a bodybuilding competition. Like she's kick ass, right? That'll be me. And maybe not bodybuilding, but just kicking ass. Two, who am I? Who are you? Who are you going to identify with? And I would also urge you to choose things that you genuinely identify with and choose things that maybe in the back of your mind you don't feel like you are doing that. A small example is if you tell yourself that you're not a morning person, start identifying as a morning person. Start waking up and saying, I'm so excited to be awake right now. Today is going to be such a good day. Like I love that I wake up with such positive energy. Say that every single day for the next 3 weeks, and I promise you, you will become that. So, who are you now? Identify it, feel it within you, and genuinely, who do you want to become? And what are three personal reasons that I will keep showing up? You can screenshot this. I can send it to you later if you want, but yeah. Now, we've done the deep work. So when you journal about this, you're going through this. I also recommend do this all the time. You don't have to write it down every day. Some people do, but If you ever feel like you're in a slump, some people are like, oh, how do I get back on track? I feel like I'm not motivated. Journal it out. Why did you even start this journey? Does it end when you get to X goal, when you hit that 135 squat? Or are you going to continue? Right? Why are you even doing this in general? Because it was never a 6 month plan. It was a 20-year, 30-year, 40-year, 50-year, 60-year plan. Now, once you've done that deep work, we have to rely more on systems rather than feelings. Systems are going to help us do the things when we are not feeling like doing it. So you don't need the willpower, but as long as you have structure. And examples could be things that you do in the morning. So I wake up and I do XYZ. I wake up, I drink a cup of coffee, I drink a cup of water, I do my meditation, I go to the gym. So if I'm not motivated to wake up, I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I'm a little bit tired today. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna have my cup of water, I'm gonna meditate, and I'm gonna go to the gym. Right? That could be different for everybody. I also think I should have added into this is evening cues. Evening cues, for me, I make sure that I journal and I put my macros in. So I'm doing my mindset work at night and I'm doing my macros because I'm not doing it on a day to day. Right? Make sure that you have those things that you just do on repeat on a day to day. Non negotiables. I don't care what comes up, there is a handful of things that I must do. My family has now learned. My mom used to complain about it. She still kind of does. She says that I'm annoying with my food, but that's me. I have certain non-negotiables that are non-negotiables. I will go to the gym 4 times a week. I don't care what plans. Well, I say that lightly. 99% of the time, I will go to the gym 4 times a week. But I don't care what plans we made on Saturday. I'm gonna go early. Or if you're like, oh, but Nicole, let's just go out for breakfast and like, I need to go to the gym. I told you I'm going to the gym. I have become a no person. You have become a no person. There is a handful of things that are non-negotiables for you. So your friend invites you to do XYZ, your partner wants you to chill and just hang out, let's watch that movie. You're like, I didn't get my steps in. That's a non-negotiable for you. I'll watch that movie with you, but I'm gonna go get my steps. If you want to come, let's go. Right? And then tiny, consistent actions. Phone outside of the bedroom for alarm. That has been one of the best things that I've done in the last like 2 months. I have to physically get up and walk several steps in order to turn off my alarm, and it gets me up, right? This is me taking, I'm not a morning person, Nicole, to a system that's going to make me a morning person. Macros in my app at night. I'm not allowed to play with my little game until I put my macros in. I'm not allowed to journal until I put my macros in. If I want something good, I have to do what I got to do. Safety days, right? Tiny systems, safety days. If I don't go to the gym one of my days, I go on Saturday. So if I ever wake up on a Tuesday and I'm like, I don't want to go. Question is, do I want to go on Saturday? Because I could miss. Do I want to go on Saturday? If the answer is yes, cool. But on Saturday, I'm not missing, right? If the answer is no, I don't want to go on Saturday because I have something to do, cool. I need to get up right now. Water goals. I fill this twice. This is my system to hit my water. I've also heard, Nicole, I can't hit my water. I'm at like 40 ounces. Create a system, get it done. Create a system, get it done. Can't wake up in the morning, create a system, get it done. Can't put your macros in, create a system, get it done. Right? Now, with this, now we have our system. Do you have enough trust within yourself to actually follow through with that system? At one point, I would say I really didn't. I used to oversleep my alarm so many times that I really never thought that I would be at the point that I wake up at 5:30. I know Sarah wakes up at like freaking like she's gonna wake up in 2 hours. Like I never really had that trust within myself that I would wake up. All right. I had to rebuild that trust. So do I trust myself? Do I often let myself down? Do I fear taking risk? Everything that you want to do in your life, you can achieve. That new job, that new relationship, that new travel, that moving outside of your state. Do you fear taking risk? Right? That is rebuilding that self-trust. Do I feel failure? Or do I deep down think that I might not succeed and that's okay? If you've noticed, Maria is she will catch this in a freaking 2 seconds. If anybody in their check-in says like try. I'm usually the try girl. But Maria catches any other language that you use, and there is certain language that we don't use at all in Project Pitching. Being I'm going to try to do XYZ. Are you gonna do it? Or are you not? Because sometimes we say try, and you say like, yeah, I kind of tried. But did you? Did you actually create that system? So if I tell you, hey, drink 80 ounces of water, okay, Nicole, I'm gonna try. Don't try, do it. Right? So don't use those like subtle things that you might not succeed. Put yourself in the position where you already have your goals and you know for a certainty that you are going to achieve everything that you want to achieve. Take out the tries, take out the I'm going to be fit one day, like take out all of those things that might be subtly like, if I don't get there, it's fine. Right? And building self-trust, every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you build belief, right? Don't be that flaky friend. We all have, or maybe at one point you had a friend that you used to make plans with and they would cancel. That's just annoying. You're probably not friends with them anymore. Or you probably don't ask them to hang out anymore. Would you ask yourself to do the things that you want to do? Would you ask yourself to meet you at the gym at 5 a.m.? Or are you that flaky friend? Another thing that I like to do is I do a lot of inner child work. If I see my younger self and she wants to achieve my goal and she wants to do the thing that I want to do, or she's telling me, hey, I want to meet you at the gym at 5 in the morning, would I let her down? So there's a lot of internal work that we can do in terms of that motivation, in terms of building that self-trust. But it is very hard to trust ourselves if we're constantly making plans and promises to ourselves that we don't keep. A simple thing that you had to hit 8,000 steps and you hit 777. Like, I think I called you out on it on the call. I'm like, 300 steps? You could have ran around your house. Like, it's just like a small thing, right? Those small things should get us, like, should make us okay. I need to set myself that higher standard. I don't miss, right? And until we believe that we can trust ourselves to do the things that we said and show up for ourselves in ways that are going to make our lives happier, healthier, more expansive, it's going to be very difficult to get that self work. This journey is going to be very difficult if you don't trust yourself. And then lastly, when it comes to motivation, have fun. Some of you take this like really seriously, like too much, where it's the micro, it's the 0.2 pound that I increased yesterday, or like, have fun. You are doing a journey that you are becoming the strongest version of yourself. When have you done that before? That's really fucking cool. You are becoming the most confident version of yourself. When have you done that before? That's really fucking cool. You're fueling your body with so much love. You get to meal prep on a call at 7 o'clock or whatever time it was for you. That's really fucking cool. Have fun with these things. Make meals. Go hit PRs. Like, see the food that's in front of you as enjoyable. Compete with your friends. Compete with yourself. Compete with us. Right? Be that girl that's like the party trick flex. Like, if I'm out with my friends, you see Anna here, like we're on vacation and we're like, yeah, like have fun with this journey. Have fun with being strong. Have fun with becoming confident. Right? All of this should be your motivator that you are just enjoying every single step of the way. So, lastly, to just kind of recap. Number one, we start with reason. So, doing that deep work, answering those questions, where do you see yourself in 10, 20, 30, 40, XYZ? Those three questions that I asked you. Create systems to get you to those goals. Rebuild that self-trust where you know that you do not miss. Doing those first three means that you're going to start seeing results. And when you see results, that's when you get motivated. Some people have it fucked up where they think, I'm going to get motivated and then I'm going to see results. No, you get results and then you get motivated because you see that it's possible and you see that it starts trickling and compounding. So this is the order of operations. And lastly, we have our mantra, food is love and strength is power. How are we feeling? Do we have any questions? Oh, full moon is in Cancer. You lost me there. I got you at the full moon, but astrology is definitely not my major, but I am a full moon, new moon kind of gal. So I appreciate the update. Any questions? How are we feeling? Anybody want to share something in their journey, or if you have questions about any part of your journey?
I just want to say that like I'm happy that you did this topic because I did like mention it. But I'm just happy because like I do need like I don't know like a structure because every single time that like I do something I'm just like I need to be organized. And this just helps me like organize my brain like how to do it exactly to like keep going with that motivation and not lose it. I just want to put that out
I love
there.
that. I am a like I talk about journaling a lot and I'm a list person. I have like self-diagnosed ADHD. So like I can't do a lot of tasks unless they're written down. So if you feel like you're a systems person or you have to write that down, like find your thing where you win. I'm a list girl. I like to cross them off the list.
Yeah, I think I'm like that too. I think I'm like kind of like noticing that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I got ADHD without knowing. But I'm just like, no, because like when I see a list, I'm like, I could do this. Like that's when I'm like, I got this. But when I don't, I'm like, there's so much going on. I don't know.
Yeah, try maybe like whatever you're working on. I would
Mhm.
recommend like really get into maybe you're making a list in the morning or making what helped me because I used to struggle with a lot of anxiety. I have so much to do that I would think about it at night. At night I would make a list for what I have to do tomorrow. Like right now, I have to pack and I have to do a bunch of shit because I have a flight tomorrow. So I have a list on my fridge that just like I get to cross them off and I get to do the things. So I would try it out and see if that helps you.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I got you. I also went as far as I got these like magnets list from Amazon. They're on my fridge because I get these ideas or like I'm like, oh, I have to take out the compost today. I have to take out the trash. And like I'll think about it in the moment and then I just write it on my fridge. And I have like a things to do today, things to do like at some point. I have a groceries on there, so it just kind of keeps me organized because if not, my brain goes everywhere and I don't want to do anything.
See, I have that too, but I haven't used it because I like more like I don't know, like kind of seeing it bigger. I don't know, maybe because like I need my glasses right now, but I like no, I like to write it, but like in big font, and I feel like those are very small, and I'm just like I'll probably like miss it if I'm doing something, you know. But if it's like on my whiteboard, it's like it's right there.
Yeah. I was gonna say get a big ass whiteboard and like just make it massive. But
Yeah,
I also think with this stuff too, finding systems is also finding systems that don't work for you. So you're gonna do things, you're gonna try meal prep styles, you're gonna try a morning routine that's not gonna work. And we don't want to go into like self-doubt, that didn't work, fuck, it's me, I'm the problem. More so, oh, that didn't work for me and the way that I learn, the way that I function, the way that I have my schedule, what's actually gonna work for me?
yeah. I feel like that too because I feel like with meal prepping, I was like I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to touch the chicken, just the feel of it. It's just weird. But I like doing it. Like I know how to do it and everything. I just don't like feeling the chicken. So it just this motivates me to do that. So now I found like the rotisserie chicken's way better to, get and like just chicken that's cooked. Because that just motivates me more to like just, do the side. Like that's all I have to do.
I love that. I think that's awesome. And again, like a very negative person would have been like, oh, I don't like doing the meal prep of the chicken. I'm just meal prepping is not for me. Healthy eating is not for me. But you're showing yourself that like you can do the things. You're just having to find different outlets.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate you sharing.
Of course.
Anybody else? Any questions or anything that you would like to share before we hop off?
I was just gonna say about the whole like trying thing. This is actually something that like I have like a lot of conversations with my therapist about because I'm the kind of person where it's like if it doesn't go 100% right, I'll be like, "Oh, it's fine. I'll just like scrap it and then I'll try again in 3 weeks or like whenever, when it's like more convenient. And we were talking a lot about how like when you start saying that you'll try to do something, it kind of softens the goal for your brain even. So like you're less motivated to do it altogether. So we've been talking a lot about just like doing it ugly. Like that's what we've been saying instead like in my sessions right now, where it's just like I'm gonna go do this thing and I'm gonna do it ugly. So yeah, it might not be the best version of it. I might not do as much as I wanted to, but if I start to set it up as like I tried and like that's enough, then I get more and more okay with like doing less almost.
Yeah.
So I've just been doing things ugly. And like I had a meltdown at the gym on Saturday and like in the middle of my workout. One, there were too many people in my workout. Two, there were these two people who I don't know if they were trying out for some reality show that I wasn't a part of, but like something was weird at my gym on Saturday. So like the vibes were off and like I go and I work out with my husband, which is really nice, but like we were there and I like looked at him and I said, I need to go. Like I'm like itchy being in here. Like it feels really, really gross. And so I wanted to like make sure that like I didn't just like leave and like not come back for my next workout on Tuesday or like whatever. And so we like did our last few sets of what I needed to get done. I like cleaned up my area and then I was like, I'm not gonna leave and like have my brain think that this is a bad place and I can't come back. So like I then just like got on the treadmill for 30 minutes to like reset how I felt about being in the room and also to get like my steps in.
Yeah.
Then I went this morning, so we're fine.
That's
Don't worry,
so
I didn't burn
good.
the gym down.
Yeah, I love that. I was thinking that. I was like, once you were saying the story, I'm like staying in, but maybe taking yourself out, or being like, let's say, because these situations can happen, leaving but going for a walk, like not taking away, hey, oh, something happens and I can just scrap my workout. Like you still held yourself accountable, and that's huge. But the try thing, it is like imperfect action is really what we're going for.
Yeah, so I had my full cry in the stairwell, which was really good. Like I like was like I can't be here. I hate it. And he was like, "Do you want to leave?" And I said, "No, I'm gonna walk at least so that like I can not have like some weird stress response to this room."
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you for doing that because it doesn't sound fun, but it is probably gave yourself a lot of confidence as well. Love it. Sarah, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the as a fellow ADHer, um it's sort of like the daily rituals. It's the consistency of it. I don't find myself necessarily feeling motivated, but like you said, and all the good advice that you've given, if I'm doing all the things that we talk about practicing, I get a better understanding of what works. And I know that if I don't go to the gym in the morning on a work day before work, I'm not going. I know that if I don't plan my macros the night before, then I'm not going to meet my macros. And it's just great to have the knowledge base and these tidbits that seem so like obvious. But yet when you actually get them in execution, it's like, oh, okay. It's just another thing of this is what I do on these days. And it just becomes a part of that daily ritual.
Yeah, I love that. You're creating what is your new autopilot. And
Yeah.
at the beginning, it seems like it's work. It's like mental work. I have to plan my workouts and I have to go at this time and I have to plan when am I going to do my macros and all those things. But I'm sure it's probably much easier for you now than when you first started.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if it's like all of the wellness change through this experience, but I have such like high levels of satisfaction when I get to the end of the day, just out of sheer accomplishment, even if it's just like you, like I just got to check off a bunch of things off of a list, but definitely gratitude all around.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm so soft. Anybody else before I go into tears? You guys should see me or Maria during check-ins. Say something nice to Maria during check-ins, she'll cry. I promise you.
Please don't. My period's already late and I'm a big crier. Don't do anything. Thank you.
Alrighty, I will let you guys go. If you guys want to talk about anything in specific, you know that I'm here. But most importantly, I wanted to use this for moments that I'm not going to be your coach for the rest of your life. You have to learn these tools in order to continue on with this journey. And also in other areas of your life, like your profession or your living situation or your relationships, it's all the same shit. And the more that you trust yourself here to show up to the gym and be strong as fuck, the more that you're going to trust yourself to show up in other areas and also be strong there. So, love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.